let's be honest. The red carpet was never meant for playing it safe. To stand out, you either need to be flawless or go all in with something bold, eccentric, maybe even a little outrageous. And that's exactly what we're here for today. The most daring Emmys looks over the years. So let's start with the newest one on the list. Jonathan Van Ness in 2024 gave us a real surprise. He showed up in what looked like a curtain-turned gown topped with a headpiece that seemed borrowed from his backyard. That's one way to give your drapes a second life. Now rewind to 2019, a year when the Emmys red carpet was pure theater. Gwendolyn Christie looked like a medieval high priestess, ready to bless the ceremony or maybe deliver a prophecy right there on the steps. Billy Porter, on the other hand, landed in an awkward in-between. Not strikingly bold, not elegant either. The crystal-drenched pinstripe suit and sundial-sized hat felt caught halfway, when leaning fully into eccentricity might have made it unforgettable. Sliding back to 2015, things got experimental. Heidi Klum arrived in a bright yellow dress that felt like 3 different ideas stitched together: fringe, mesh, applique, and one lonely sleeve, all competing for attention. Meanwhile, Naomi Grossman went with a gown full of awkward cutouts, a choice that felt more design accident than couture. Together, they turned that year into a lesson that bold doesn't always mean balanced. Let's not forget Sarah Paulson in 2014. She walked the carpet in a daring piece that was somewhere between avant-garde art and Halloween cobweb couture. It was definitely brave, but also had some of us wondering if a few finishing touches got lost along the way. Then there was Victoria Rowell in 2009, whose bold political gown ended up more abomination than inspiration. And who remembers Kent Cawthron in 2008? Now that was chaos in its purest form. Neon pink hair with electric blue streaks, dramatic makeup, a brocade mini dress, fishnets, and garters. It felt less like Hollywood glamour and more like a late-night cosplay rave. And yet, it sure made people stop and stare. Jump back to 2004 and you'll find Sharon Stone proving that confidence can make even the riskiest outfit work. Her silky lavender slip dress with a daring cutout could have veered too close to lingerie, but she wore it like it was the most natural thing in the world and somehow made it unforgettable. Then there's Portia de Rossi in 1999, giving us full late 90s gothic drama, shredded hemline, boots under her gown, and hair that looks straight out of a Vampire Coven casting call. The look screamed bold, even if the pieces didn't totally agree with each other. Go back even further. Cyndi Lauper at the 1995 Emmys was everything you'd expect from her and more. Neon hair, fuzzy trim, and a skirt that seemed part feather duster, part modern sculpture. It was more performance than fashion. And speaking of performance, Roseanne Barr's 1992 Emmys look was pure cabaret fever dream. The red latex corset, lace, gloves, and matching bag screamed burlesque headliner, not Hollywood star. Also, Tracey Ullman in 1988 gave the carpet a dose of fortune teller chic. With eyes, hearts, and hands everywhere, she was ready for a seance, this time with her stylist. Then there is Paula Kelly in 1989, pure royal curtain drama, but unfortunately the kingdom fell. The gold, the lace, the appliques, it's like 3 outfits entered the arena and somehow they all surrendered. Then, a couple of years later, Jane Seymour arrived at the 1991 Emmys looking as if she'd just survived a craft store explosion. Rhinestones, hearts, and sheer panels collided, giving full-on Valentine's Day DIY meets Vegas showgirl chaos. By 1992, Rosie O'Donnell took things to a whole new level. Her look had more twists than a telenovela. Leopard print fighting with velvet, gold fringe clashing with a matching hat, and it was a total fashion disaster. And who could forget Cyndi Lauper in 1995? Between the electric bird's nest hair, the goth jacket, and those golden floral leggings, it was Phantom of the Opera meets an underground rave. Fast forward to 1999 when Joni China doll Laurer decided the Emmys was the place to unleash her leather-studded warrior alter ego. Think Xena meets Batman, just not quite ready for the red carpet. Jump ahead to 2004, a year the Emmys probably wish they could erase from their style archives. Jennifer Garner didn't fare much better, stepping out in what looked like grandma's lace table runner cinched with a random black sash, while Edie Falco's dress drowned in a sea of clashing textures and layers. If 2004 taught us anything, it's that sometimes less really is more. Barbara Streisand turned up looking like she'd wrestled with a luxury bedding display and decided to wear the spoils: blush, velvet, endless draping, and cape-like sleeves giving full duvet couture. Fast forward to 2014, and Lena Dunham served up a tricky combo: a stiff satin shirt paired with a mountain of ombre tulle. The proportions swallowed her frame instead of making a statement. By 2015, Kiernan Shipka gave us an outfit that felt like 3 different ideas stitched together: black pants, a distracting yellow band, and a mismatched top fighting for attention. Laura Dern's 2018 look didn't quite land either. Half business shirt, half corset dress, and fabrics that couldn't agree. It missed that effortless, elegant sweet spot. And speaking of years that tested our patience, 2019 had its own share of questionable choices. Gwyneth Paltrow followed with an ensemble that just fell flat: a stiff white skirt, heavy sleeves, and an awkward black top that felt like 3 different designers stopped communicating. Kendall Jenner's latex top over a floral gown clashed so hard it almost needed its own zip code. Moving into the 2020s, Emma Corrin's 2021 outfit aimed for avant-garde but ended up more costume drama. The bonnet, long gloves, and dagger-like nails were giving theater rehearsal, not high fashion. Julia Garner in 2022 didn't fare much better. The heavy velvet, random cutout, and chunky platforms all seemed to be telling different stories. And finally, Alex Borstein in 2023 brought lace lingerie, red feathers, and a dramatic slit to the same party. Only instead of vampy chic, it veered straight into Transylvanian chaos. Well, the Emmys have had their share of eyebrow-raising fashion, and the Oscars, another huge night for actors, are no different. So it's time to take a peek at the red carpet's most unforgettable blunders from Hollywood's biggest night. Speaking of unforgettable, no list would be complete without Björk's infamous swan dress. Designed by Macedonian designer Marian Pioski, this feathery creation from the 2001 Oscars became an instant pop culture moment. Fun fact, there were 2 copies of this dress since it couldn't be dry cleaned. Love it or hate it, it remains one of the most talked about Oscar outfits of all time.
And talk about this outfit. This is not your swan song tonight. This is a rather unusual creation.
Yeah, my friend made it.
Then there's Gwyneth Paltrow's 2002 Oscar look. Alexander McQueen? Check. Sheer top? Check. Proper undergarments? Oops. The lack of support turned what could have been a striking look into an unfortunate misstep.
I think at the time it was too goth. I think people thought it was too hard. So I think it sort of shocked people, but I like it.
Next, Lady Gaga. She knows how to make a statement, but in 2015, it wasn't her dress that stole the show. It was her oversized red gloves, high fashion or dishwashing essentials. The internet had a field day with that one.
It took 1,600 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's all hand embroidered, 25 people.
But Gaga wasn't the only one to miss the mark. Uma Thurman's 2004 Oscar look left many confused. The white dress with gold and blue embroidery gave off a strange mix of Renaissance fair and unfinished project. Was it meant to be a vest? A royal costume? No one really knows, but it definitely wasn't a winning look. On the topic of DIY gone wrong, Demi Moore's 1989 ensemble was a memorable misstep. Instead of trusting a designer, she decided to create her own outfit, combining a corset, a draped fabric skirt, and, wait for it, biker shorts. The result? A confusing mix of casual and formal that didn't quite belong on the Oscars red carpet. Fast forward to 2013, Helena Bonham Carter stuck to her signature eccentric style. While she's always had a love for gothic and whimsical fashion, her black and white multi-layered dress left many wondering if Bellatrix Lestrange had taken over her wardrobe. But to be fair, this wasn't her first Oscars fashion blunder. Her 1987 look was equally puzzling, featuring an asymmetrical tulle skirt and a sheer polka dot top.
So, now, presumably you all been at the real Met Gala?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
You haven't? You haven't?
No, no.
You have not?
No.
That's because you wear dresses like that.